Hi everyone and welcome back to Novel Nomad and welcome to the end of year book tag. Yes, this one I saw over at Ariel Bazette's channel. I would link it down below, and I thought it was a great tag to kind of wrap up where I am for the end of the year and where I see myself going into 2018. It is so scary that it is so close. So I won't be doing it as Ariel did with all the lovely glasses, but I will just be doing this straight tag. So question 1 is, what books would you like to finish that you started in 2017? And the first one is definitely going to be this chunker, which is The Wheel of Oshine by Mark Lawrence. I kind of put this one down, I think I put it down in a good spot, so I haven't forgotten any of the story and it is absolutely fantastic. I definitely want to finish it though before the year is out. It will really round out my reading for this year and it will allow me to get started on his next book, which is A Red Sister. I think what I do with his books is I always save his previous one until the next one is out, so I won't be short of Mark Lawrence reading material. Next is a recent one I picked up, and another fantasy and quite a chunker in its own right, is The Daughters of the Storm by Kim Wilkins. This is a freaking awesome female fantasy which I am currently loving. Bit of a Norse mythology set in that one, but it is really fabulous. 5 sisters who are trying to retake their birthright from their rather devious stepbrother. So absolutely excellent, and I cannot wait to finish this one. Next is also another Kim Wilkins book, but also her joint novel with Kate Forsyth, and that is The Silver Well. This one I think I am saving for Christmas just because it is such a beautiful set of short stories, very promising and wish fulfilling, so I am very much getting that Christmassy vibe reading these stories, and I think I'm just going to slowly read this one towards the end of the year. Question 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to into the end of the year? Now, Australia is transitioning into summer. Well, it actually is already there because it is quite hot today, but I thought I would do 2 types of books. So my recommendation for an autumn transition read is Mrs. Palfrey at the Claremont. This is definitely on my autumnal transition read list, and that is by Elizabeth Taylor. It follows Mrs. Palfrey as she enters a Claremont hotel where she intends to spend her remaining days. She does have sons and she is recently being widowed, but her family don't seem to be around, but she does seem to make the friend of a young writer named Ludo, and she helps him through some very difficult times in his life as she sees the end of hers. So I think it's just that beautiful transition novel where things are coming to the end of their season but also have a sense of magic about them and rebirth. So definitely a beautiful and wonderful read for autumn going into winter. The book I want to read in 2017 before the year is out, which is going to be my spring transitioning into summer and bright frivolity, is The Darling Buds of May by E.H. Bates. And I've heard so many good things about this. The TV show was, I think, on in the 90s, and I just really want to read The Larkins and get into this entire lovely, cheery English countryside story where a young accountant is sent from the city and he basically falls in love with the entire Larkin family, but particularly the eldest daughter, and he is welcomed in to the rambunctious family with open arms. Question 3 is there a book you're still waiting for? Now, not many books are still going to be published this late in December unless they're being self-published, and I have 2 December releases that I'm excited for. The first one is Brave by Tamara Webber. I read the first one in Tamara Webber's series, which is called Easy, and it is a very good novel about addressing rape culture and how women can keep themselves safe and try to change rape culture, especially within college and university societies. It is a very good book, and this is the 4th one in that series where it follows a girl who was in the first book and her story later in life during her more professional years. And from all accounts, I think it's going to have a very good social and racial tensions being brought up in that one and how it can be addressed within society. That one should be out on the 19th. And the other book that I'm very much looking forward to being released, which is probably already released by the time this video goes up, is The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. Now, Catherine Arden wrote the beautiful The Bear and the Nightingale, which is a more of a Russian fairy tale novel, and this one is the 2nd in that series, and of course it's got a beautiful cover and I cannot wait to get my hands on it, so I'm very much looking forward to those 2. Question 4 is, what is 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So if you haven't seen, I will be doing the Cloak and Dagger Read-a-thon. I'll link that down below and up here if you want to go check that out. I am hoping to read at least all of those books before the end of December as part of the read-a-thon and getting my mystery count back up again. But these are 3 other books that are definitely on my to-read list, and I hope I can get them finished before 2017 is out. Firstly, which was part of my spring TBR, is The Flame in the Mist by Renee Day. It is a young adult ninja awesomeness book. I didn't quite get around to this one, and I really want to start my Japanese book list before I actually head to Japan, just because I really want to start the love and the excitement early before I even get over there. Next would be an absolutely lovely story to read between all the macabre wonderfulness that is Cloak and Dagger Read-a-thon, and that is The Only Thing Worse Than Me Is You by Lily Anderson. This is a young adult fiction, and I think it's loosely based off Much Ado About Nothing and the couple of Beatrice and Benedict, who is, may I just say, one of my absolute favourite Shakespearean couples ever. Strong female lead, strong male lead, and they realise that their love-hate relationship really is more of a love relationship, and they're both very strong-willed, witty and powerful figures, but they do end up loving each other. So I can't wait to see where Lily Anderson has taken Much Ado About Nothing in, I think it's a bit more of an adaptation. Finally, a bit more of a chunker and chipping away a little bit at my World War II reading pile, and that is The Tilbury Ladies Choir by Jennifer Ryan. This is set during World War II in England, and it follows the ladies in Tilbury during the 1940s when all the men start coming back from the war, and they seem lost and very distraught. So the ladies band together to create a choir to bring back happiness and to bring a little bit of joy back into the society. Question 5 is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favourite by the end of 2017? Now, I don't know if any of these could really shock me in becoming my favourite, because I am already quite excited for them, but 2 books that I think might take the cake is going to be The Tilbury Ladies Choir, because I do love my World War II novels, and this seems to be a very heartwarming one, especially if they can handle the story well, but I'm not quite sure. The other one is a World War II novel that I've been wanting to read for a while, and that is The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. This is the amazing illustrated version. It looks incredibly sinister with the artwork, which I think will add heightened tension to the story itself. It will probably be quite a fast read because it is more of a children's fiction, but I still think it will be a very emotionally shocking read, and it may definitely take the feels out for 2017. Finally, question 6 is, are you already making plans for 2018 in regards to reading? And that is a big old yes from me. I have already got my Japanese reading list, which I showed you earlier. I am actually buddy reading that with a friend who I'll be meeting up with in Japan and talking about all the books. I am definitely going to be making a solid TBR for the year for my World War II fiction. I'll also be very much taking part in Read Your Own Damn Bookshelves, and I want to try and create a TBR of as many books I have on my shelves and work that in to the other reading that I have throughout the year. For the last 3 years I've steadily read over 100 books, so I think if I can just generally aim to do a 50 book TBR for spread out through the year, that should work out really well. I might have to take in a few books that are coming out next year, such as a new Tamora Pierce book, which I am so excited to read. That will definitely have to go on the list, even though it's not on my shelves already. I hope you enjoyed the end of year book tag. Tell me down below books that you want to finish by the end of 2017, or books that you are desperately wanting to start in 2018, and I can't wait to chat to you. So I'll see you all next time. Bye!